Hey, what's good, you guys? This is your man, Mr. Zeraway, and I'm extremely excited that you decided to click on my video. Like, I'm blessed. Like, I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. Please like, subscribe, and share this content and comment below as well. Keep in mind, this is first of many, and I'm going to be dropping all types of different types of content on different types of platforms from YouTube. Obviously, it's going to be a longer form, TikTok, Instagram, and X. Like we're gonna be dropping different types of things, just to see how we can push the content out. But also let me know what you guys want to hear. As you can see from the topic, men should never be vulnerable to women. Right? I'm gonna tell you who we should be vulnerable to, also what women can do for men to create a safe space for them. Because often I do hear women say that, hey, I want to give my man a safe space, so that's honorable, that's amazing, and you should do that, because it definitely will help the relationship for sure. So let's get into it, right? So men should never be vulnerable to women. And the truth is that, women aren't built for that. She was never built for a man to just pour out everything that he has in him onto her. Why? Because she is also human. She is human, and she's of the opposite sex. She doesn't really understand what it's like being a man. You know, the only thing that would know how to handle that is God. That's the only source that can help, actually help us, right? And then the secondary will be men, men that actually experience, went through it. And when I talk about men, I'm not talking about just males. Like, and there's a difference from a male and being a man. Like that's a man is like you mature into that, you develop into that. Same thing with females maturing to be women. Like there's 50, 60 year olds that are not men or and women. Like they're still acting like kids, and they refuse to mature to spiritual status because it's honestly a spiritual thing, right? You're supposed to be maturing as you get older and with wisdom, and some people are staying stagnant, right? And that's just the truth. Truth is that those are the only two that can really help you, is God, right? And a man of God. I feel like men of God fall into like wise counsel. Often, men lack these safe spaces, and men lack the time with God, pour out their feelings and their burdens. So they end up pouring it out to the wrong source, which is a woman, to or they end up lashing out because they don't pour out at all. And society does push this narrative of a man should, either be extremely feminine, like, what I'm saying, where you become gay, or, you suppress it so that you can remain masculine, right? And the truth is that God is a holistic God. Like God is not, he wants us to be balanced and well rounded. He doesn't want us to be, in balance like that. You know what I'm saying? And in Matthews 11:28, it talks about how Yeshua actually called people to like, yo, come and take my burden because my burden is light. Like he wants you to pour out to him. He wants you to take on something softer. Like we weren't supposed to live our entire life in pain. God wants us to have rest. And in order to receive that rest, we have to go to him. We have to pour these things out to him. We have to take these thoughts into captivity because at the end of the day, we're having mental battles with ourselves, and this is happening in men and women. And the thing is, the difference is that, a lot of women actually have outlets to be expressive. Society allows them to be expressive and be what they call free spirited and stuff like that. And some areas this has been perverted for real. Like the sexuality part been perverted. Many other areas have been perverted, and it's honestly wild. Like I really do want to talk about that topic as far as masculinity and femininity and stuff like that, which I will probably drop another video on that. Push these likes. Like we need to talk about it though. But like yes, women do have a lot of these spaces to talk. Women of God needs to be very conscious. These places are actually quality spaces. There's a lack of quality in their areas, but it's good that they have it because they're able to express it. Unlike men, we have a shortage. We don't do it as much. We don't talk to God as much. We're not encouraged to talk about our feelings amongst our groups. And if men do have groups, right, they surround themselves with yes men, men that will agree with your actions and not really pull your coat. You need men of God to be around you, not males, who are not developed in helping you navigate your emotions, and often we see men out here killing, domestic violence. We see men just being very depressed, commit suicide. Like it's really bad. And the thing that I suggest for men to do is to definitely find a mentor, find a group of men of God that are striving for excellence so that you can really become a better man. And the only way to do that is to really put down your guards. Put down your guards and do that. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way. Be fulfilled as a man to really gain that emotional intelligence. We must be able to express it to God, and we must be able to express it to our fellow men of God around us to really help us get there. And for women that are, wanting to create a safe space for men, like I said, is very honorable, right? The only thing that you truly can do, right, is to respect them and appreciate that man. And keep in mind, like I said, man, oftentimes like what women do, they they appreciate and they respect males that are not fully developed or not even striving to relationship with God because they're in a rush to have sex. They're in they're in a rush to just be with somebody. Like nah, like that's just not the wave. Like if you're really trying to really have a successful relationship and really be protected by this man, right? He has to be a man of God, because he's going to be leading this household and he has to be submitted to God so you can really submit to him. And the reality of it is like some women don't even want a man of God because they don't want to submit to a man. You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, they want to live in sin. Like they want to live that lifestyle. And for women like that, like listen, stay away from men of God. And for women who want to truly serve God and live a lifestyle that's respectable, you need to look at that man's walk. Like you should check out his friends. You should check out how is his prayer life. Like is he reading the word? Like you want to see that this man is actually striving to draw closer to God and being a man after God's own heart. Before you decide to become a partner with this man, because 9 times out of 10, if you decide to do that, you're gonna be finding yourself in a ditch. Like you're gonna be upset, you're gonna be frustrated, and worse, you're gonna, miss the mark because you're deciding that you want to live in this type of environment, and God never intended that for you. So don't be in a rush to just settle down with any man just because you lonely. Don't be in a rush to just have sex. And same thing for men. Like don't do that. Like don't do that because you're lonely. Don't do that just for sex. Like because at the end of the day, if you end up with a woman that don't love God or don't strive to submit to God, she ain't gonna submit to you. And that's just what it is, and she's gonna not only she's gonna bring more pain, more problems to you, and you're gonna find yourself in domestic situations. You're gonna find yourself in so many, situations that you didn't even necessarily need to be in. So like I said, men should not be vulnerable to their woman. I want you to know that I'm not saying that men shouldn't communicate with women, right? I'm not saying that women can't give a man advice either. I'm not saying that. What I'm just saying is that a man shouldn't pour out their all onto her because at the end of the day, she's just human. She's a woman. She's the opposite sex that at the end of the day was just made to be a helper, be a great partner. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And all she can really do is appreciate you and respect you, and follow your lead as long as you following God. And like I said, she shouldn't be following you anyway if you're not following God. And that's just the honest truth. So if you guys like this content, please comment below, like, subscribe, share it. And listen, until next time, I'm gonna drop that other video, right? as far as like we breaking down masculinity and femininity. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like there's a identity crisis between the two. You know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't be at odds the way we are at odds with each other. And that just being said, I hope you like the video. And that's it, you guys. Until next time. Shalom.